All right, good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Gold, as you all know, and I welcome to Kokwe Radio and Television station where they giving a back to back as they happen, as it is suburb for our Bodo, Nigeria. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel before, please do so to enable school fees to be paid and rent and bills to be paid. All right, still under our ex-governor of CBN, Emeifele. Who had been in prison for some period of months now, had finally been billed 300 million for his bail out of prison. But failure recently, we've come to understand that recently he has not been able to meet up to this standard of the bill that is being charged in the court. For him to be released from the prison. Right now, of today, we heard that it has now been adjourned. The court has now adjourned the case to January 2024. All right, on this note, Professor Ajibolas has also given his own analysis on this matter, that reasons why Emeifele failed from his part policy as ex-governor of CBN, that there are some decisions he took which is totally out of the policy of CBN.
Like I said, central banking is a product of statute. Puts simplicity. There are 5 traditional functions of a central bank anywhere in the world. Whether you are talking about a Financial Services Authority, whether you are talking about a Federal Reserve Bank, whether you are talking about People's Bank of China, whether you are talking about Central Bank of Ghana, 5 statutory functions. Number 1, you issue currency notes and coins. Number 2, you are banker to government. Number 3, you are bankers bank. Number 4, you are lenders of last resort. Number 5, you manage foreign exchange for the country. Those are 5 traditional functions. Now, the second leg is the developmental functions. The developmental functions vary depending on the state of an economy, but everything must be regulated within the enabling law. And as a lawyer, I know that the extant law as of today is CBN Act 2007. CBN Act 2007 imposes on a central bank the maximum amount that you can advance to a government, which used to be 5% of the previous year's revenue, increased to 15% by the 9th National Assembly. There was no way a statute would have emphasized Central Bank of Nigeria lending directly to farmers, lending directly to manufacturing, lending directly to anybody whatsoever. Because a central bank lacks the capacity, either in terms of geographical spread, either in terms of human resources, to monitor borrowers directly from them. And to make it worse, it's like lending to agriculture. Agriculture is one of the most difficult, agricultural law is one of the most difficult to manage, pursue, and recover, especially in this part of the world, where, however well-intentioned the farmers may be, the borrowers may be, there are factors beyond their control that may frustrate business plans, that may make some goals, some targets unrealizable, that may make it difficult for them to pay back any loan. Even to banks that police them on a daily basis, talk less of a central bank that is not even available to monitor what is happening. So it was a misadventure to go into that, either to agree to manufacturing, to Nollywood, to others. Then to now compound the situation, Niger Microfinance Bank emerged to compete with the few licensed microfinance bank still breathing. And if you recall, the National Assembly was even directing National Microfinance Bank to write off about 280 something billion that was advanced by that microfinance bank. Why? Because the wrong template was applied. And that is money coming from the system. So, Central Bank had no business going directly into that. What if you are talking about helping agree? But let me also say, let me say this. The whole idea of providing a sort of concessionary loans or other incentives to critical sectors like agriculture, the whole idea, nothing is wrong with that. I'm into agri, and I know the challenges. So nothing is wrong with that. But the template,
okay,
the tool, the transmission mechanism,
okay,
that's where the problem was.
Okay, Prof.
If, for example, Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture had been strengthened, had been enabled, had been empowered, they could have carried out that function on behalf of Central Bank of Nigeria.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about the fiscal aspect.
Okay.
But, you know, like I said, the question will come, what is the position of the law? Whether we go left, right, and center, we will come back to that. What is the law saying?
Okay,
and the law is saying completely a different thing from what happened. So that's where we have the problem.
So I want to take you on the position of the law at first, you know. What would be your explanation of the position of the law as regards, you know, those fiscal things the CBN did do, those interventions? It was not only in agriculture that the current CBN president, CBN governor is now saying that amounted to about 10 trillion that he couldn't understand. It also spans across even COVID-19 intervention and some other necessary funds. Number one, what's that? Secondly, let's also talk about the role of the president in all of this. If you check the CBN Acts properly, the former CBN governor Emeifele could not have done all the things he did without the say-so of the president. Because the way the law is couched in the CBN Act 2007, it still has to go through the president. Take, for instance, if you want to take big decisions as regards the currency, it still has to go through the president. So why is everybody exonerating the president in all of this? Because it still comes to the leadership. Just like in this current administration, it was the president's wish that the currency should be floated, and it was that wish that prevailed. So the president, I dare say, is still the de facto CBN governor in the administration. What's your take on that, Prof? Because we know you have to run, sir.
Thank you, moderator. Like I said, with every due sense of responsibility, I'm also a member of the bar. And I am saying, when the chiefs are down, the question will be, what is the position of the law? I cannot see in that act where it says the president can overrule the central bank or the governor of central bank when it comes to these ways and means. I cannot read it there. So it now becomes question of me and the leadership. Am I ready? For example, if you compute 5% of the previous year revenue, as at the time we were talking about this, my calculation was, I think, less than 1 trillion. And we're talking about 20 trillion ways and means. So how that happened, I don't want to go into that. But it is clear that that is a violation of the provision of the law.
All right, Kasala don't boss, so he don't set everywhere. Kenneth Okonkwo don't come again, no. It's not a barrister, all of us know. In don't talk, say, Bola Ahmed TUNUBU presidency and administration has failed. That the failure started from May 29, 2023. That every failure we are experiencing as a country right now is as a result of the failure that has occurred on May 29, 2023.
For instance, I am of the opinion that the opposition so far has failed and failed woefully in Nigeria.
Since when has this failure started? Is it of recent?
From May 29, 2023. And I'm talking about, of course, you know it has failed from 1999. I'm just talking about as in this regime. Good. Why am I saying so? A president in his inaugural speech committed an abuse of power, committed a desecration of rule of law,
What do you mean by that?
Fuel subsidy is gone.
That's a policy pronouncement.
No.
It falls within the powers of the president. No. You may quarrel with the process, but he has the power to take executive decision.
The president has no power to appropriate any money to any issue in Nigeria. And once appropriated, he has no power to go against it. There is already a law, PIA, that said subsidy cannot go until the end of June. It is a law. The job of the president is to execute, to administer and implement the laws.
So what should have been the reaction of the opposition?
The opposition should have immediately screamed. This is not a dictatorship. You are not elected to impose your will. There is a law already existing. You cannot even mention it.
But that thing didn't come up from the opposition. Not as much as...
At all. They were busy struggling for posts in the National Assembly. Struggling. And then this same person came out and chose leaders for you. And none of them could scream. Today, the National Assembly is a photocopy of the executive. We used to say that Senator Lawan is a rubber stamp. But now we have a photocopy.
What's the difference between the two?
Rubber stamp is that I can stamp my authority on you. Photocopy is that you are me. Existing in another form.
I think on this note, me, I don't know if I will talk on top of this matter in the suburb like this. But all I know is we cannot run away from the truth. No, never. The truth remains the truth. The truth cannot be changed. Even if you change it and it turns to lie, but it still remains the truth. Now, waiting with the face, so more could they face the fire they go as country. APC supporter, where on are they now? How on our side? How are they buy food for market? Is it different from obedient? Is it different from articulated people? Now all of us gathered in the country. Make we gather the face the heat. More could they feel how would they suburb? Now, have you don't be so? I don't talk about it. I don't want to come about. Now bye.
Oya sanwó mi, tó bá tètè sanwó mi.